Hi, everybody. We are going to talk a little bit today about how the online world can be wonderful, but you need to be wise. And so we're going to talk a little bit about what that means today, about what being wise online means. And so I'm going to start out by telling you a story for my son is a football player, and he had been going to football practice, and his coach would say things like, you need to work hard and you need to do what you're supposed to do to be strong and play football. And then he would also say, but you need to be smart at the table. And he meant that when you went home or you went to a restaurant or anything like that, that you needed to make sure that you were putting the things in your body that made you feel good. And so when you're sitting at the table, there may be times that you are offered certain things. Of course, you would never drink poison. That's just silly to even think about, but that is not something you would want to put in your body. And of course, you have all of the good things like the cookies and the hamburgers with all of the things on them and the ice cream and soda. But those things you should eat in moderation. You can't only eat cookies. You need to eat things that are healthy for you as well. And so you may go light on eating those types of things. And then you also have your good choices, your healthy choices, all of your fruits and veggies. And so those are the things that you can eat as much as you want. And so the football coach, this is really what he was talking about, was making sure that when you sit at the table, you're making the right choices for the things that make us feel good and make us feel happy and keep us healthy. Now, when we talk about those types of things in relation to the online world, we also want to stay away from the poison or the things that make us unhappy. So things that we're going to want to stay away from are things like unreliable sources, sources that are not giving us the potentially the right information or good information, and they make us start to wonder if we are believing the right things or if that we know the right things. And so those are some things that we want to make sure we stay away from. Not guarding our private information and passwords. Of course, never giving out your address or phone number. Not giving your passwords to people who you don't know or who might be untrustworthy online. Harming your personal reputation. If you get if you're posting images online, making sure that they are appropriate, not having anything come back to haunt you later. Sometimes if you put out a message that is not very nice, or you put out an inappropriate picture, colleges and jobs can actually use those in the future as a reason not to accept you or hire you. And so you want to make sure that you are keeping your reputation clear. Anything that bullies or humiliates anyone. Of course, we never want to make people feel like they are not worthy or less than. And so everything that we put online, we want to keep kind and be intentional about the way that we're treating people online. Pornography and violence. If there's ever anything that makes you feel uncomfortable or unhappy, certainly you don't want to be consuming that online. You don't want to be putting that into your mind and into your body. And so keep away from those types of things. Plagiarism and theft. Plagiarism is very similar to intellectual theft. You are stealing somebody's idea and not giving them their due credit. And of course, theft of things like in the digital world might look something like downloading music illegally. You want to make sure you are keeping away from activities like that. And then finally, you also want to limit the amount of time that you are spending online, and remember your in-person people and your pets. You don't want to ignore them, so you want to keep away from ignoring the people that you have in your life that you love, that you want to spend time with. When you start to look at some of the rest of the digital world, you'll have social media, news, shows, and gaming. And these are things that you want to use lightly. They are like your ice cream or your burger with everything on it. You can use them and you can use them well, but you want to make sure that you are using them lightly and they're not the main way that you use your technology. Instead, you want the healthier pieces of technology and the online world. Things like communicating with loved ones or experts in a passion area using Zoom or a video chat or email, anything like that is a healthy way to use technology. You can learn through Duolingo. You can actually learn another language online, or you can listen to books. You can use your online space for life management, financial tools, setting goals, planning a vacation, and finally creating and working. When I was a kid, we never had the opportunity to create beautiful things, beautiful works of art or graphics, or really dive deep into passion areas like students have the opportunity to now. And so that's another way that you can create and work online. And for these things, again, they're like your veggies. You can use these abundantly. So again, just a recommended daily allowance for a balanced digital diet. You want to keep away from the things that are unhappy. You want to use your social media, news, gaming, and shows lightly. And then finally, all of your healthy communicating, life management, creation, and learning, those types of things you can use in abundance. And there may be times that something happens where you receive information from somebody else that you did not want to necessarily receive. Maybe it is pictures, maybe it is something that makes you feel unsafe or unhappy. And when that happens, you need to trust your instincts. If you feel unsafe or you feel unhappy, find a trusted adult to tell. So listen to your heart if something makes you feel unsafe or uncomfortable. And these could be things that are by no fault of your own. Somebody sent them to you and you just don't want to look at them. It might be a link that encourages self-harm, eating disorders, terrorism, or even suicide. And that sounds very sad, but it is possible. You might be sent a link with violence or cruelty to people or animals that makes you feel sad. You might be sent a link to a site that wants to take your money, or even you might find yourself in an online chat with an untrustworthy person. If those types of things happen, you should definitely tell an adult you trust. I will be working with your parents so that we have a common understanding of what it looks like if something like this happens. And if you tell an adult that gets angry at you, that probably wasn't the right adult to tell. So do find somebody that you trust and that you can talk to about these things. So, a little bit about how content filtering works in our school. So, our school has purchased something called a content filter, and this filter does some of the dirty work so that we don't have to be exposed to some of the things that are on the internet. So, if you use a school device, it has a filter to block any images that are pornographic, obscene, or harmful to minors. This is actually a law. We have to do this in order to keep our students safe, and our teachers safe. So it is blocked for everyone. If you use your own device, you or your parents can request the same filter. So even if you're not using a school device, you can sign up with me during our one-on-one check-in and I can help you with that. If you have trouble accessing something that you should be able to access. So for example, I assign a YouTube video that gets blocked. I actually have the ability to override the filter if it is blocking content that you need for learning. Our school gives your parents the Bark app for free to help protect you on your mobile devices. I will meet with them to help them use it and help you understand how to best use your device. Filters and bark are not 100% effective, but they can really help in keeping some of those unsafe and uncomfortable pictures and images and information out of your online world. And finally, we know that the online world is a fantastic place to do so many amazing connections and collaborations. There are a ton of opportunities online that you have access to in order to really dive into your passions and improve your learning. And we also know that sometimes there are unfortunate circumstances that happen online. However, if you remember to stay away from the things that make you unhappy, and if you are uncomfortable online, to tell a trusted adult. We can all use our online learning and online sites in a way that really grows our learning through school. So thank you guys. Let me know if you have any questions at all.